Ready to pause.
What you know about me? I seen it all, heard it all. Oh, what you know about me? I done it all, just want it all. Oh, what you know about me? I seen it all, heard it all. Oh, what you know about me? Oh, what you know about me? Oh, what you know about me?
Hey, y'all, welcome back to episode 167 of More Than the Title. I'm your host as usual, and it's your method. And I even introduced myself. It's my favorite day. It's my favorite day. It's pod day, baby. You already know what it is with my compadres. We about to make it happen. You know what I mean? I'm your host, Jarrett, Chief Revenue Officer at Outside the Box Digital. And you know I got my brother, my brethren, your favorite CEO, Chadeo. What's good, baby?
We in the building, baby. It's Thursday. You know what I'm saying? Happy Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gents, you know what it is, how we like to start the show. G&T, grateful and thankful.
Yes,
I want to tell you what I'm grateful for today. We're gonna start changing it up a little bit. It's still G&T, but I'm gonna tell you what I'm grateful for today so you can understand what we're grateful for. Me and my cousin just had a very intellectual conversation with a potential partner for the podcast. And they gave us some really dope insight on what we need to do to take this thing to the next level. And you know why I'm grateful for that? I'm grateful for that because this person is already rich and famous, and they don't need to share anything with us. And they've taken the time of day on multiple occasions to give us game for free. And I just want to say we appreciate it. So I'm grateful for that, man. And we learning people. And I want to send y'all that message because we keep teaching y'all every day that you learn every day, right? Don't block your blessings, right? It doesn't matter where it comes from. People have knowledge. Be ready to listen and learn if you want to make yourself a better person all around, right? So we grateful and then thankful. Obviously, it's pod day. We woke up another day. It's pod day. You know what I'm saying? Me and my cousin got a chance to, go at this thing again. We got a chance to see the family and tell everybody that we care about, we love them. And we thankful for the supporters, man. We looked at the numbers. The
numbers are going up. And it's because of y'all. We appreciate y'all.
We appreciate y'all, man. And we are proud to say that we are in the millions. We are dreaming in the millions. So,
hold on.
I
wasn't ready for the
horn.
I was ready for the horn. I was ready to introduce the hell no,
it is,
millions,
man.
baby. 4 million across all platforms, y'all.
4 million.
It's crazy,
crazy,
man. From the couch, y'all. You already know, man. We're gonna have a great episode lined up for y'all as usual. Before we introduce this amazing brother, you already know, shout out to our distribution partners, the Live Podcast Network, the first woman-owned, black-owned podcast network, and if you want more great content from content creators like More Than the Title, make sure y'all scan the QR code. Shout out to the boss lady, Angel Levis, and the entire team at Alive. We got some great things coming up, some ill collabs coming up for 2025, and we're going to do it, man. Make sure you support because we all we got. You dig?
We all we got. CMP.
We all we got.
Let's start the show.
Ready to pod, man. I love it. My boy is ready to pod.
Let's go, man. Why not?
You already know we're gonna get his brother the proper introduction that he deserves, man. First of all, his brother is the founder and CEO of Bella Sloan Enterprises. He has built a thriving business dedicated to helping individuals and businesses regain control of their financial futures through expert credit repair services. Over 10 years of industry experience, this brother's passion for entrepreneurship, commitment, and empowering others has often driven him to create innovative solutions that transform lives. He's come from humble beginnings to a leading force in the credit industry. This brother's journey is of resilience, dedication, and relentless drive. He's been on all the other podcasts, and now today he's on More Than the Title for the first time. Let's introduce our brother, Mr. Herman Dolce, y'all, the Haitian CEO.
Hey, Chadeo, thank you for the amazing energy, first of all.
Yeah, man.
You, brother. I know it's the first. Hopefully, it won't be the last time that you guys invite me back on, man. I'm honored to be on the pod. Thank you, man. I feel blessed today.
No love, bro. We appreciate you, man. For those first-time listeners, man, what we're going to do here, More Than the Title, we celebrate brothers like Herman, man, because a lot of people don't know that the grind, man, is not linear. It's just not straight to the top. There's a lot of twists, turns. There's a lot of obstacles we got to go through, and we're going to celebrate the fact that we had the mindset to go through them, and we're going to have a fucking good time while we celebrate those brothers. We're going to laugh. We're going to joke, and you know how we usually started off straight from the top, brother. Let us know some of your early influences. Tell about the growing up days, man, so we can get to the mindset.
The growing up days, man. So Brooklyn made me, Philly raised me. Yeah, BK. So my family came from the wonderful island of Haiti in 1979. 2 years later in 81, I was born in Brooklyn, New York, 1-bedroom apartment. They had 2 more kids. So I was sleeping on the couch. My brother and sister sleeping in my mom's bed. So that's the journey in Brooklyn. And they put their head down, saved their down payment. We moved to Philly, went to Temple University, then Lincoln University. And I got my master's degree in social work. And then I realized that wasn't it. I was making no money at all. And my brother told me, he's like, listen, he gave me the J line. He's like, listen, unless you own your own, you'll never be free. Message. Hey, listen. So he told me that credit thing you do, he's like, man, stop doing it for free. Start charging people. And I was like, what? Start charging? I was like, nah, everybody needs to know that game. And he was like, bro, they gonna pay somebody. They might as well pay you. Message. I was like, bet. Went down the YouTube rabbit hole, YouTube University, because you got to learn your skill, get better at it. And I tripped into the business funding situation.
Okay.
Right. And I was like, wait, these folk, they giving out $25,000, $50,000 because you got a piece of paper and good credit. And it was ball game. When I brought that back to my people, it was over. Like, it's like my people never heard of it before. And it was ball game. Bro, I came on a couple of podcasts, a couple of platforms teaching that game, and it just took me to another level. And then came Bella Sloan Academy, where people wanted me to teach it. Now with the teaching game, I really want to get into that because, as you know, if you teaching, that means you're not really doing it, right? So, I was like, nah, I'm not teaching it. Like, I really do this credit thing. I really get people funding. I really get people this money. They're like, nah, man, you got to teach it. It's another bag on the table. And I was like, nah, I don't want to do that because, the internet was like 4, 5, 6, 10 years ago. But my mentor, he was like, listen, I'm gonna need you to put your head down and really bring this game back to the people. So I started Bella Sloan Academy, and that was it, man. We're 3,000 members strong, monthly subscription. We funded over $100 million. We've helped 100 people quit their jobs. We've created 7 millionaires. Y'all know my tagline: success has receipts. So they posting the receipts, and then we helping change generations, man. And that's my fingerprint I'm leaving on this world. When I get to heaven and God's like, what you do with the time I gave you, I'm gonna be like, look, it's not about me. That's what I did with the time I had here. I helped a lot of people out.
That's real, bro.
You gotta listen to him. You can learn something.
Hit the button at the same time. That's what you talk about.
I tell you, we automatic with this.
Automatic.
I want to commend you, first of all. Let me just commend you, and I want to say thank you, right?
Appreciate it.
From a person, and I'm going to speak from personal experience, whose credit score used to be like 400, who fell into the rabbit hole of taking out credit cards without financial literacy being taught to me, other than me coming from the streets and everything is cash is king. So the credit card game and things of that nature was new to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a yellow folder upstairs. It's about this thick of me teaching myself all the letters, all of this, all of that, of me taking the things off my credit and what it took. And I actually tried to teach people how to do that. And I got a lot of resentment for it. So here's my first question to you, right?
Yeah.
When I learned it, the first thing I tried to do was give it to the people immediately around me. My brothers, my sisters, my family. Yo, I know this credit shit now. Let's get to it. And the more I tried to teach them, I felt like the more they were almost like resenting me and like very, very hesitant to show me their credit score. Did you run into that in your journey of teaching credit?
Bro, 100,000%.
Yeah.
Because we just weren't taught the game. And it's like speaking in a foreign language. So when you start talking in that language, people they look at you funny, they look at you weird, and they really don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Because I'm talking the credit talk. If I can't talk to you the credit talk, I can't talk to you the money talk. So when I start talking to you the money talk, like I'm Haitian, right?
Yeah.
So let me parler Creole pa connaître ça. So when I'm speaking in my mother's language, you don't understand what I'm saying, so I sound crazy. So when I start talking in that credit and that money talk, you don't understand what I'm saying, right? So it's foreign to you, so you check out really easily. So I've been through that. So I understand what you're trying to say. Like, Herm, it was hard to teach people. I don't know how you're doing this for a living. Listen, those people,
it ruined some of my relationships. And I'm gonna be transparent with you. It ruined some of my relationships, and I couldn't understand why. Because my main thing, and me and Cuzzo talk about this all the time, we just want better for our people. But it seems like sometimes, and tell me, and maybe this is just me, but it seems like people want you to win and then you win, right? Okay, you win from being like in the slums, you win, and they're like, you won, but then you win again, then you win again, and then after a while, it's like, nigga, you winning too much. Now, but the rule is get out and reach back. I can't help you out unless I'm out the barrel first, right?
Yeah.
Once I got out the barrel, I tried to reach back. Like, all right, here's the stable, lifeline. Let's get up out this barrel. And instead of me being embraced, like, oh, let's do it finally, and you could trust me because we done been through the mud together. I got kickback. Like, oh, you think you better than me now? And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm trying to help you out.
Listen, you could win, right? As long as you're not winning more than them.
Yeah.
Always.
Listen, the moment you win more than them, then it's awkward. Listen, I already knew what uniform to put on. I knew what podcast I was coming on.
There you go.
There you go.
I already knew this. Like, listen,
there it is.
Listen, here's the vibes with this, right?
Yeah.
With this shirt, right? Because it comes from me learning that. Because you remember, like, back in the day, all the rappers, they used to say the same line, like, when they came up, they lost a lot of friends. And I'm like, well, how that happened? Right. Until I started doing a little better in my life. And I was like, oh, this is what they was talking about. I was like, no, bro, I'm not better than you. Like, listen, I got this game. Come on. Like, if I did it, you can do it too. I am proof that it can be done. I'm not your competition. But everybody can't go with you, man. Listen, I say this all the time. Commercial jet holds 300 people. Private jet, only like 12. Everybody can't come. And it was hard for me to learn. It was tough for me to learn. It was difficult for me to accept. But listen, I'm in different rooms now. My number hasn't changed since I was 17. I just don't pick it up as much as I used to.
That's real shit. I don't even know which one to play for that. I'm about to play the verse, but I want to get to. But you're making great points, bro, and that's so real, bro. But like, I want to get to the mindset. What made you go into credit too, bro? Like, because like you said, we from the streets. You from Pennsylvania, bro?
Yeah.
Are you from Philly?
I'm from Philly, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
no. He said BK made him, Philly raised him. He said BK first. He said BK
first. 100%.
BK for like 4 years old. You know what I mean? You
gotta say it to still claim New York. You gotta say it to still claim New York.
It a little bit. You know, I left New York when I was 11. You know, all the Haitians. We come to New York, Miami first. So I was in Brooklyn first. All my family's still in Brooklyn, so I'm there often. But you know, I can't claim it. Like, I'm gonna look crazy in these streets. Nigga, you from Philly? Like, stop. I'm like, nah, though.
Broad Street bully. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Come on, baby. But that's what we know what Philly's like, man. Similar to New York, bro, in many ways, bro. So what's up, man? You was in the streets or whatever like that. What was some of your first of all, what was your motivation to get into credit? Because you know that's not a normal path from where we from, bro. So what was that one thing that clicked?
Because, bro, I was a social worker with a master's degree making $49,000 a year. And I'm $100,000 in student loan in debt. So I was like, I messed up. So I started telling people, I was like, my parents, they're the first people I had to audit. My parents prepared me for a world that no longer exists.
Wow.
They were like, go to school, get an education, get your master's degree, and you'll be fine. That ain't it no more. So the credit game, you know, just like growing up in the hood, I'm not gonna act like I was from the streets. I'm definitely a citizen, but I used to see some of my people in the street in the game, like, yo, you saw the people with the fancy cars and got money. They was the dudes in the street. That's what you saw. The people who I saw had money, they knew how to use other people's money to make money, right? So to do that for people like us, we had to have good credit. You have good credit, the bank gonna give you $5,000-$10,000 just on the strength, just to start. And I was like, damn, but I didn't know what to do when I got it. So just like you, Chad, I bought my Sega Dreamcast, bought my so you already know what I'm talking about. That's what I was trying to do. I didn't know credit was created to make money, not to buy things. The cash flow you make from credit is what you use to buy things. So cash is not king, credit is not king, cash flow is king.
Message. It is.
Yeah, getting that bread coming in every month, like Wi-Fi money or just residual income, then you could breathe no matter what. It continues to come in. That's the game I'm playing. So that's what got me into the game. When I started to see that, I was like, oh, that's what y'all doing? I was like, I could do that too. And it was up from there.
Yeah.
Can we do that too?
I mean, you know, the hardest thing for me was just the transition of the mindset. When you used to walking around with pockets full of money, we used to have so much money in our pockets that we would lose money, right? Because we would go in our pockets, take out money, and instead of folding it back, just stuff it back in our pockets, stuff it back in our pockets. Then at the end of the day, because we kept going in and out of our pockets so much, you'd be like, yo, what did I spend all this money on? I realized you started losing money, and I'm like, nah, it got to be better than a way than just walking around, first of all, with all this cash on me every single day. I'm not spending it. I'm just walking around to technically say I got it. Just if something happened, I could pull it out like, yeah, bag on deck.
Yeah.
But what are we gonna do with this thing, right? And then like you said, when I started getting into cars, you can't walk in with a bag of cash no more, right? Soon as I walked in, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna put 20 down. They like, cash? I'm like, yeah, they like, nah, don't do that. This is a real story, right? When I went to go get my first car, I walk in with like 20 cash. They like, nah, don't do that. Anything over 9999, we got to report, the bank got to report it, You got to stay under 10,000. You can make bigger payments and you can pay it down, but don't give us more. And they started to school me. So I'm like, word? Okay, see, this is the stuff we not learning, right?
Yo,
yeah.
My guy, Wall Street Trapper, he said a crazy game when you talk to your point of they not teaching us that. And you try to figure out why they not teaching us that. Wall Street Trapper said there is the financial prey and the financial predators, right? So when you don't have knowledge or information, you are the financial prey, right? The financial predators, the banks, the schooling system, the people who run everything. The more you don't know about money, the more you don't know about credit and taxes, the more money they can take from you, right? Because being poor, being broke costs a lot of money. I'll give you a great example of it. Last summer, I'm in Philly. I pulled up in Center City downtown to go do something. Hopped out my truck. Literally, bro, I hopped out the truck, went in. I put like something down. It was that quick. I put something down, went back out. My truck was gone. That's it. Like the truck in and out. It wasn't 30 seconds. I looked up at the sign. I'm like, damn, I messed up. Got in an Uber, right? It was like a $20 ride to South Philly where they take your truck, right? Where they take your stuff. Boom, I'm in line, right? It was like, all right, ticket is $100, toll fee is $200, taxes, they're like, yo, it's $350, right? Plus $20 Uber. I'm $370 in the hole for a 30-second mistake. I whip out one of these joints, and I'm gonna get back to this in a second. Whip out one of these joints, swipe. As I'm waiting for them to pull out my car, I'm looking at people in line, distraught, sad, because they got a $500 fee, plus they got tickets. So you can't get your car back till you pay all your tickets. Yo, you got to give us $3,000. You got to put $1,000 down right now. So now this person is unable to get their car. They're unable to go to work because they don't got their car. They don't have a credit card that they can swipe real quick. They ain't got nothing. They're stuck. So their poverty, their lack of financial strategy, them not having credit, an emergency credit card to swipe real quick, they're about to lose their job, be late. They got to call out of work. Who can I call for $1,000? And I was like, and I sat there and all this went through my head. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. That's just an example of us not having financial literacy. You don't have financial literacy. You don't know how to do a budget. You go negative in your checking account. That costs you $35. It literally costs you money to be poor.
Wait, let me just add to that. Right. And if you don't get your car out by a certain time,
they sell
legally, they can put a lien on it and sell it for the value of the tickets. So when you go to these auctions, you could pick up somebody's car that's worth $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 for maybe $2,000, $3,000 in ticket money. But guess what? You got the car for the low, but they still owe the full value. Now you paying for a car that somebody else is riding around it. It's crazy.
In Philly, they got 30 days. 30 days, that thing on the auction block. 30 days. I seen Corvettes 2022, 23 models gone. Because cats ain't got it. It's wild. It's wild. So listen, it's one thing to carry a wad of cash in your pocket, but this is $100,000 right here. You know what I'm saying? Put it in my wallet real quick. Light work. So this is my money to the phone. This is what I do right here. This is a different joint. I got the platinum, got the gold, and I tell people these are my business partners. These business partners, they give me a couple of dollars, and then I go flip them and then I give it back to them.
All right, so what game, all right? We talking as young ones, right? 18 years old, you just graduated high school, you about to get some credit. What's some game that we giving to the younger brothers and sisters right now in terms of, like, you know, financial literacy, credit building, all that? What are some things they should do?
To the young ones, because I actually go to colleges and high schools and I teach them a little game. I'll tell you what I tell my high school kids first. The moment you're 18, because they're seniors in high school, start relationships with lending institutions. Credit unions first, because they give out a bag first. Open up a personal checking account, personal savings account, and make your deposits in there, right? Start the relationship with the bank. Show them that, hey, I got a job, I'm paying my bills, I'm making deposits. You start that relationship with them. After you start that relationship with them, 60 to 90 days, if your parents will let you be an authorized user on their credit card, do that. If not, go to them and get your first personal credit card with them. The earlier you start, the better it is, because 10% of your credit score is how old your credit is. I got a credit card when I was 17 years old, right? So it's like more than 20 years. It's my oldest credit card. If I close it, my score drops significantly. So I'm telling people who are 18, get your first credit card by going to credit unions first. And then I tell them, then your second relationship should be with a bigger bank like Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank of America. Start a relationship with them too and get your second credit card with them. I like Chase. They got a Chase Freedom credit card. That's a good starter card for younger people to start with.
Let me just add to that. For anybody out there that your parents will not let you be a designated person on their card and get you a card, if the bank tells you no, the next option you can do is get what's called a secure line of credit. So let's say you get $250. You can go to these banks and say, I got $250. They'll take your $250 and give you what's called a secured credit card. So technically you're spending your own money. After about 2 or 3 months, 4 months, and them showing that you can spend and be responsible with your own money, then they'll send you an invite or something to say, we'll unlock the card and now turn it into an unsecured card. And that's another way to get your first credit card. If they turn you down for the initial one, you can get what's called the secured card. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good game right there. For my new people, to start your credit history as early as possible. You'll thank yourself later. Absolutely.
I love it, bro. I love it, bro. And so I'm thinking about it also, bro. I want to curious from you, bro, because if you got the credit, everything else, because that's most entrepreneurs' hardship, right? Finding credit, getting credit. What if they don't have credit? Like I said, bootstrapping companies, things like that, bro. So I'm curious, what was the toughest challenge that you've had or experienced with your business, and how did you overcome it, bro?
Oh, my toughest challenge. It had to. The most recent had to be during the pandemic, right? So literally, bro, I would. How I quit my job was, I was doing, of course, I had a brand at the time, so everybody can't do this, right? Yeah. So I was doing in-person classes every single month. So we was selling out 100, 150 seats every month like clockwork. And I was making $10,000 for a 3-4 hour class every one Saturday out the month. So I did that for like 6-7 months, didn't spend none of the bread. So I had like 50, 60 sitting in my account. I still had a job, right? I was like, yo, this is what I'm going to do. Then I was like, I'm going to do my biggest event that I'm ever going to do. And guess what happened? COVID happened. So I had to shut down. So literally, just like that, my money stopped. And one of the things you're going to learn in business, anybody that wants to be get into business, is that you have to learn how to pivot and you have to learn how to strategize what you're going to do next, because the market always changes. Listen, we grew up in an era where, do you remember the box they used to put on TVs, and it was the video music box where you used to call in and say what music video you wanted to come on, and you had to sit and wait. And now that strategy changed, where now it's free on YouTube. So I had to pivot. So that was the first time I did a conference or did like a Zoom call, and we dropped the price from $200 to $50, and then we only live streamed it, bro. We sold like 500-600 tickets. And then once I did that, I was like, oh, this is what I'm doing moving forward. And that's when everybody's business went online, because now the world was my oyster. The world was my classroom. And then our business pivoted and we grew tremendously from that. So
I'm curious, bro, how did you build community? Because a lot of people don't know how to do it. That's a whole different, you know what I'm saying? You're doing it in person, but that's a whole different business model, right? So now you find a new price point of 50. Then you got to think about attribution. How many people from your audience, from your follower count is actually going to come pay for this now? You know what I'm saying? So you find out what was the process for that, bro?
My mentor, Myron Golden, right? Make sure your mentor has a mentor. If you don't have if your mentor doesn't have a mentor, get a different mentor. So my mentor, Myron Goldman said, he was like, be transformational before you are transactional. So here's what I did. When everybody was locked up during COVID, I was like, okay, all I'm going to do is teach for free. So I got on live almost every day because everybody was home not doing nothing, right? I started doing creating a lot of content and posting it to my Instagram and just giving the game away for free. So I'm like, yo, this is how you fill out the application. This is the 3 best banks to go through. If you have a collection on TransUnion and Equifax, then that means your Experian is good. Let me give you 10 Experian banks to go through to run it up. I'm giving all this free gems because then my business model turned into this. If I'm charging 10,000, 2,000, 3,000, I don't care what I'm charging. I'm going to give you the game to go get the money so you can come and pay me. So I was
that was crazy. That was crazy.
Niggas didn't have no bread.
Hold on.
Hold up. No, you get another one.
That was crazy.
Savage. I'm a savage.
That was crazy.
Savage. I love it.
Like,
I love it.
God,
Think about it. Think about it, bro.
Yeah.
Niggas didn't have no bread. They had no money. They was down. They had 3 collections. I'm like, so we doing live classes for free. Get on the Zoom with me. Get on Instagram Live. Let's step by step. Let's show you how to delete the collection. Go get your first credit card. So when it was like, damn, the collection came off. I did the Navy Federal play. I applied at 10 o'clock at night like you told me to. I put on with the application what you told me to. I got a $10,000 credit card. I can't believe it. From the free game, I got you 10,000. So when I tell you, yo, I got $1,000 course, guess what you're gonna do? If the free game got me this, I'm gonna give my man the stack.
That's a fact,
right? And that's how I built my community, right? Because then, listen, just like bad new travel fast, good new travel fast too. They're like, yo, there's some bald-headed dude on Instagram. He's your CEO. Just go down his page. I can't tell you how many people I run into. There's a Herm. I've never given you $1, but from your YouTube and your Instagram, I'm up. I might bet that's what's up. And they're going to tell somebody that's going to tell somebody. And then the rest is history, man. I tell people, listen, the game is free. I only charge you for my time. Once you want to do one-on-ones and you want to sit down with me and do classes, that's when I charge you. The rest of it, man, it's free on Instagram. It's free on YouTube. Run it up.
Yeah, man. I know
you.
Because you know, like,
free to feed, man.
Free to feed. Me and Cuzzo talk about this all the time, man. Once again, about getting people call to action, right? We can't complain that nobody's there for us. We can't complain that nobody's supporting us. We can't complain that the resources aren't there when we like, but I gave you the resource, but what did you do with it? You see what I'm saying? That's the disconnect that we have sometimes with our culture is, like I said, it's you're complaining so much because you're so used to fucking complaining that you don't even realize that the solution is already there. But you're so used to complaining that you ain't even looking for it no more. You know what I mean? Because we talk about this shit all the time, right? The importance for me is understanding, and I tell people this, right? And you know, Brooklyn, you left when you was 11, but I don't know if Philly's different, but
you know, you left at 11, nigga. Like nigga,
now for you to New York, you know what I'm saying? And the reason I'm saying that is because I tell this all the time, like, listen. There's no financial literacy class unless you are in like a specialized private school, right? Yes. Super expensive. So unless your family got the bag to get you taught how to get the bag, you're not going to get taught. But guess what though? 9th grade, most 9th graders are between 13 and 14 years old, entering high school. At 14 years old, what do they allow you to do? Start working legally. You apply for your summer youth work card. You get your card from school from your guidance counselor, and you can go to work. So once again, okay, so 9 years of schooling, and I can go to work. But in those 9 years, you've never taught me any financial literacy, anything about credit, anything about taxes. But I'm allowed to go to work, and when I go to work, because you haven't taught me, are you gonna still take taxes from me and give me a break because I'm a child? Fuck no. You're gonna tax me the way you tax everybody else. Right? And you don't pay taxes, they take taxes. They take that shit before you get it. Like a pimp.
Yeah.
You know, like before you get your money, we got ours. Believe that. Because you know what they say? Because we don't trust you motherfuckers to give us our money, right?
Facts.
So how is it possible that I can start working at 14 and start my working career and start my social security building and earnings and all of that stuff that you pay into once you start getting paid, but you haven't taught me how to manage or invest my money? That is a recipe for instant disaster.
Hamster wheel, bro. A lot of money and not knowing.
Right?
Yeah,
And then you and then from there, so 14 through 18, you graduate high school. Now you working, now you paying taxes, all this. Then you go to college. Most college kids broke as shit. We say it all the time. Next to the enrollment table, the credit card table.
Credit card table.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you get that platinum card and shit because they know you in school and da-da-da. And what the fuck you buy? Pizza, food, all that, because you starving. You're a college kid. You
Starving.
right? And so not only do you get out of school with debt from the school institution, but now you're probably in credit card debt at the same time. So now, depending on what job you get, like you said, I got my master's. Now I'm 100,000 in just education-wise, maybe more if you went to a private school. That might be CUNY city, state school money at that price. And then you're in credit card debt. Now when you get a job, entry level, because it's gonna be entry level, doesn't matter what, you're gonna be entry level, 40, 50,000. You're slated to pay back between your financial loan payments and your credit card. It might take you the next 15 years.
Easy.
15 years to clear all of that debt.
You didn't even talk about that. They got to get a car. They didn't get a car.
I ain't even talk. This is what I'm saying.
They didn't pay rent yet.
Right. You ain't bought food yet.
Nothing. What you talking about?
Right. And then you wonder why student loans and credit card debt is the two largest debts.
Listen, they set us up from the beginning to get into significant debt. Yeah. And we're just in that cycle where we think that is normal, right? And it's not normal. They don't play that way. They teach their kids a totally different ball game, but we were taught very early here, just getting credit card debt. As long as you can make the minimum payments, you good. Nah, that's wild. That's not the game. That's not how we do it. Listen, when DraftKings hit y'all up and they know y'all numbers, and DraftKings hits y'all up and they be like, listen, we got 50 million, 100 million to give y'all, right? Guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna give y'all credit. They're gonna take a credit of 50 million, 100 million and hand it to y'all because they know on your viewership, the ads that they could put, they're gonna make $500,000. So listen, follow what rich folks are doing. Am I lying? Follow what rich folks are doing.
Yeah, man.
Right? So I say that game on. Listen, my parents taught me this: get into debt, pay back the minimum game. Right? Yeah. You know, rich dad, poor dad. My rich dad taught me, yo, listen, take this 50, go buy that crib, right? Get the rents off of that thing, right? You live for free. You stay downstairs in the duplex. Your tenant upstairs pay for free. Cash out, refi, pay back the credit card. Now you up. Once I did that one time, I was like, can I do it again? He's like, you could do it 1,000 times. And I was like, oh, this is a different game. This is a different game. And I ain't got to work no more. You ain't got to work no more. Because this other thing, right? They give us that credit card, and then I'm about to go down a rabbit hole. And then they have the advertisers that tell us we need these things. What are the advertisers? No disrespect to anybody. Cardi B, Offset, Jay-Z. They wearing the Balenciaga. They popping the bottles, right? They're advertising to you, this is what you need. So what you going to do? You going to buy $3,000 Louis Vuittons so you could look fly at the college party one time because you can't wear it again because you took a picture in it, right? Now you 2,000 in debt. All because you want to look fly for 50 seconds, but no one want to put their head down for 2-3 summers, miss a couple of parties, and then be up. No one wants to.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Nobody wants to do it.
Think about it, it's crazy, bro.
And even I want to talk credit cards, and I was explaining, and again, like it when you know, right? When you know, right? And I'm like, yo, I got to pay the minimum. I'm like, yo, do you know the interest rate on your credit card? Do you understand how the interest rate works? I said, do you even understand how compounding interest rates work, even with your bank account and stuff? Do you understand how that works? And they're like, now, listen, if you pay the minimum payment, bro, even on like $2,000, I'm like, do you know how long it'll take you to pay off a $2,000 credit card with just making $20 a month? Like, you understand what I'm saying? It's probably take you like 6-7 years.
Years.
And then do you know how much money they've made off of you?
Off that 2 stacks.
Off that 2 stacks? Nigga, he probably made another 2 stacks off of you. Like,
or more,
and
bro.
don't miss a payment. Don't miss a payment.
Yeah.
Because you got your introductory interest rate when you're good, and then you got the other interest rate when you're bad, plus the late fees. Nah, that is a vicious game. This game is vicious.
As we talking about this now, bro, I'm curious. Are you working with any financial institutions to get this game out, bro?
So yes, so a couple of them have sponsored me. So like Truist Bank, Citizens Bank, PNC Bank, they've donated to the cause to ensure that I'm able to speak this. So they make a donation, they sponsor the events, and they pull up and they talk because I had to teach people why they're interested in my services and me teaching this game. When I tell you, hey Jay, open up a business checking account with PNC, put $500 in the checking, $200 in the savings, right? Number one, you have created a relationship with the bank. So I tell people always start a relationship with the bank before you ask them for credit. Number two, when you understand how the banking system works, when you deposit $1 in there, the next day they're able to loan out 10 times that. So if I put $100 in the bank, tomorrow they could loan out $1,000 and charge interest on it. So when you put $500, you're valuable to them by 10x, right? So start a relationship with them first and then go ask them for money. So if I know every dollar I put in them is worth 10x, and I keep telling people, hey, go start a relationship with them, go make deposits before you ask them for money, they love me. They're like, yo, this nigga's telling people make deposits in my bank account. We love him. Sponsor his thing. 500 people showed up his last event. If 100 of them make deposits in the account, we up. Give that nigga $10,000 sponsorship, right? Because they're gonna make deposits and they're gonna make $1 million off my $10,000 sponsorship that they gave me. Yeah. That they able to loan out at 10, 20, 30%. They up. So 100%.
Even the money that they don't loan out, you know, when you deposit money in the bank, what a lot of people don't know also is banks invest your money. So they're making dividends on your money.
They don't keep it.
Right. Oh. So they up regardless. Like that's why they pay you out monthly in interest, because they make their money on the whole of their sums of their deposits and their value monthly. And what they're making and what they paying you is pennies on the dollar.
They make their money daily. They pay you monthly.
That's a fact.
And they pay you 0.0%. I tell people, do exactly what the banks do. Like they don't keep money. I tell people this, bank checking accounts were created to be transactional only, not storehouses of money. So in my checking account, people are like, Harm, you got money, you got mad money in your account. I was like, no, I don't. The only thing in my account is the money to pay the bills and a little emergency if something hit the fan. After that, I take that money right out and I go invest in something quickly. I do exactly what the banks do. My money don't sit. When your money sits, it's called currency for a reason, right? It has to keep moving. If it stops moving, you're gonna spend it or you're gonna pay taxes on it, right? So I keep my money moving. I'm buying assets. I'm buying other businesses. I'm investing right back into Bella Sloan Enterprises. I'm investing in my brain. I'm taking other mentorships to have people teach me stuff about money, taxes, insurance policies that I didn't know about. I just found out life insurance is not for the dead, it's for the living. When I learned about that, it's called life insurance.
Yeah,
right?
Whole term, baby. You can borrow against that again.
Borrow against it, pay the money back. I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, what they doing with this, Brad? You put talk to your tax professional. You put 50,000. So listen, let me tell you a little game. This is what I've been doing. So I made 10,000 in the class in one day. First thing I do is I go to my insurance person. Yo, bro, I'm up 10,000. He's like, thank you. Give it here. Put the 10,000 in a life insurance policy. It has to be the right life insurance policy. Now my kid has a life insurance policy, death benefit of 10,000. Great. I'm going to loan out $8,000 of that money because I can take 80% out of it. But the insurance policy still looks like there's $10,000 in there that's growing 6% every single year. But I took out the 8,000. Now I save myself on taxes also, and I take that 8,000 to either live off of or to invest in something else, and then pay the money back. So I'm using the dollar twice. When I started learning about money,
let's get it. Herb, let's get it. I love it.
Bro, before you spend the money, invest it and then spend the cash flow.
That's a
Like,
fact.
this is what money is. He's like, yeah, man, it's a tool.
Yeah.
Tool. We just don't know how to use it.
Love it. I'm about to renegotiate all my relationships.
I'm telling you, man. Yo,
man.
it's like I'm not being funny, cuz it was like I said, it's like waking up from like a really deep sleep and being like, oh shit. Like, and when I learned, like I said, and I don't know everything, but I self-taught myself a lot of this, right?
A lot of it.
And clearly, because I know the nomenclature, I know you understand what I'm saying. I self-taught myself a lot of this shit. And it took me a while, right? It took me about a year or two. But once I got it down packed, where it's like, not only do I know it, I could teach this shit. Like, here, let me show you. Give me a credit. Give me about 2 months. Let me show you. So I put up a video. I'll put up a video. It's on YouTube right now with my son. And I don't really do personal stuff, but I wanted to show the people the difference in education, right? I said, all right, son, my son at the time, I think it was like 17, right? High school, no job, no nothing, about to go into the military. I said, I want you to go to the bank with no job, no line of credit, no nothing, and ask for credit. Ask for it, right? Ask for it. So he went, we applied for 2 cards, got the 2 denial letters, put them up, right? Put them up. Deny. I said, now let me show you the difference between asking for credit and demanding it using leverage. Then I make a call. Listen, this is my son. Bye. Put him on my card. This is my son. Put him on my card. I want you to do this. I want you to do that. 30 days, his score was 795 or some shit, almost 800 in like 30 days. I said, now that your score is almost 800, now that you're going into the military with a guaranteed check, now you can leverage. I have a government job, which is federal, which you in the military? Whatever you want. And your credit score is 800. Now you have a good foundation. So I said, now, when you're ready, now we can talk. Go get the apartment. You got a job. This is how we're going to do this. And I put that on YouTube for people to see, like, from zero credit score, because it said undefined, right? When you don't have no credit, from undefined to 800 in under 60 days. You understand what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man. Because to show people, like, this thing is possible, but you have to get out of your own way. But you got to get out your own way.
I'm gonna play the devil's advocate.
It's not
devil's advocate, bro.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's not sexy until you're fucked up. To a lot of people, let's keep it real gangster, bro. It's not sexy until you're fucked up, and let's keep it real for our community. That's real, bro. Like, we can learn this at 17, but it's like, yo, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that with it until you fucked up and could have made some different, decisions with that paper. That's what it is, bro. So it takes people like you, take people like you, cuzzo, to be like, yo, this is what it is. This is how I leverage it. This is how I'm getting this money. Because we working hard and not smart, bro. What you just said, and you was on it, like you was on the hamster wheel, bro. You said I was on a 9 to 5. You just said, fuck, I can't do this no more. Similar to what we doing. We like, nah, we're not doing it no more. We're going for our dream. We're gonna leverage what we have. We're gonna put it all into this. We all in. Boom. That's what it is, right? But you did the same thing, bro. So for you to do that, go through the pandemic, have to shift your business. Transition your business. Now you go digital. Now you can go in person. You got 2 streams of revenue right there.
Yeah.
Well said, yo.
Yeah.
2 streams of revenue is a tool of the rich, not a tool to give.
100%. You know the thing, we not asking the right questions. I remember when it was Donald Trump, it was GE, it was Amazon, it was these big companies. They not paying taxes, right? Their fair share of taxes, and then people start protesting in the street. And I just asked a different question. I was like, why don't they get to pay? Why they not paying taxes? I was like, I'm no hater. How do I not pay taxes too? Because clearly it's legal. You get that piece of paper, you get that LLC. Now you're able to write things off because you have a business. And I'm like, oh, so as a W-2 employee, I'm paying 30% in taxes. But if I'm generating income by leveraging my credit, creating cash flow, hiring employees, the government is gonna be like, oh, you hired 2-3 people. Now we got three W-2 employees we about to tax. Thank you, Bella Sloan Enterprises. 0 taxes for you. Write the things off. I'm like, oh, I'm not protesting. I'm not paying taxes. I'm like, oh no, my taxes is different. What am I complaining about? I was like, wait, everybody can do this? Oh, I was like, oh, I'm not protesting with y'all. I'm like, this is how we do it. But you mad. You don't want to audit your circle. You don't want to learn something new. Fine then. I did my job. Here's the game. It's on YouTube. I'm over here with my family in Disney World writing off the trip because it's a family trip because my children are models. I put the Bella Sloan logo on them, take a picture in front of, I'm going to keep going, take a picture in front of the Disney World castle, caption it, get your credit fixed. Now it's a business trip. And then I wire my kids some money because they models for my business, right? So they my employees, right? So I wire them some money. So that's a write-off on the income too. And I control their bank account. And now I pay for private school out of their bank account. So that's how I pay for my kids' tuition without having to pay taxes on it. It's a nasty game.
He's out of control.
Get him. Listen.
He's out of control. He's out of control. He's out of control. I love it. I fucking love it.
You want to be best friends?
Yo, bro. Welcome to More Than Entitled Family.
You want to be best friends, bro? Listen, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't never asked nobody on the show if they want to be best friends. You want to be best friends? Because no, I'm serious. You know what it is? I want to say it's who we feel are our role models.
Yeah.
I'm being honest with you. Like, inner city kids, we have what's called the OGs, right? The people we look up to. More often than not, the OGs is not your mom or your dad or the person raising you. Mm-hmm. It's the person outside of your family that you see is doing way better or living a life that you feel like you want to live. The problem is our role models, they don't know this shit, right? Mm-hmm. Here comes what you said about the advertiser. So if your role model is rappers, if your role model is drug dealers, if your role models is blah, 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 it ain't sexy to follow something else because Jay ain't doing that. No, they are doing it. They just not telling you they fucking doing it. They ain't telling your ass.
Yo, bro. You got the cheat code.
Yeah. Huh? At that level, come on, man. Jay showed y'all. Jay leveraged everything and now he's a billionaire. You know what I'm saying? He did it, but it's just not sexy. It's not cool, man. Jay, like, we still popping bottles, holding money. He said, when he said holding money to your ear ain't money, a lot of niggas was offended.
Yeah.
But they didn't understand. He's like, he saw the other side. He's like, that ain't no money.
Right.
That's fine.
It literally is no money. We talking $1 billion transactions.
Yeah.
So
I want to take it a step further and just show you when we say breaking the generational cycle, right? Mm-hmm. My grandmother was the first person that I learned credit from indirectly. Mm-hmm. She was the foundation that held the family down. She worked for I believe it was like Citibank for like 20 something years, right? Never late. I'm never late.
Never.
You know what I mean? Never. She didn't play that shit. An hour early if need be. And the only reason she retired when she did is you know, when a lot of the banking institutes started taking a lot of their divisions and moving them south, right? Mm-hmm. And you know, taking them out of the cities. So her division was going to like Texas or something like that. So they was like, listen, your division is going to Texas. We'll relocate you, or you could take this early retirement, right? Mm. So she was like, all right, I done did 20 some years. You know, they gave her a good severance package and she retired out. My grandmother was the first person I ever seen with $20,000, $25,000, $30,000 credit cards. When everybody got in trouble, they went to grandma. When everybody needed a bailout, was getting evicted, needed bail money, they went to grandma. So grandma had, and I'm talking 5, 6, 10 of these fucking cards, right? Mm-hmm. But as a child, I knew she had credit. She had the credit cards. I knew about it, but she never taught it to me. Mm. You understand? She never taught it to me, right? Mm-hmm. When I got older, I didn't realize how much in debt she actually was from bailing out the family until I had not a child to adult conversation, but an adult to adult conversation, right? And it went like this. I went to my grandmother and said, listen, you've been holding down the family since I've been born, and I want to, you know, release some pressure from you. Mm-hmm. I want to sit down with you and let's do a financial plan and see how much you're in debt. And I'm going to pay off some of your debt for you, right? And she just looked at me like, wait, you going to do what? And I'm like, I'm going to pay off some of your debt for you. Let me sit down. Let me see your financial statements. Let me see what you owe. Blah, 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 blah. Yo, her, when she started pulling out these cards, she's like, yo, I owe 15 on this one and 20 on this one. I'm like, what? And she like, yeah, how do you think I bailed out your mom and your aunt and your uncle? And then I've been holding the family down for all of these years, leveraging myself, right? But my income, especially when I retired, didn't match my debt. So they still allowed me to keep the cards open because I was making my payments on time. But my income changed, right? Now, quick note to that. Ladies and gentlemen, just so you know this, right? Credit cards also have to be used to a certain capacity of what the card is worth. If you have a card worth $10,000 and you keep only spending $100, $200, eventually they're going to decrease your credit.
You drop the limit. Mm-hmm.
They're not even going to ask you. They're just going to send you a letter and say your credit is being decreased because you're not using the card for the value of what you have it. So just so you guys know, that's another little tidbit. It's not use all your card. You know, they say the magical number is 30%. 30%, right? But if you're not using your card, and here's another tidbit, if you don't use your card for a certain amount of time, like I think it's 1.5 to 2 years, maybe you forgot to use the card, they will automatically close that account for inactivity. Even if you don't owe no money. Even if you don't owe no money, you ain't never been late, just for inactivity, they will close it. So Herman,
they gotta pay to play.
Yeah, pay to play.
Yeah.
So when she gave me the statements, I said, yo, grandma, you like almost 50,000 and under, right? She like, yeah. I like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do. Give me your 2 biggest cards. Give me your 2 biggest cards. See, it's a celebration, bitches. I said, give me your 2 biggest cards and I'm gonna pay them off, right? I'm gonna pay them off. And I'm gonna pay them off one shot, right? And that way, now all the money that you're allocating, even to the minimum payments, because that 10, 15,000 a card, you're making $300, $400, $500 a month payments on these cards, right? Yeah. I said, so now what you can do is all the money you're allocating towards these 2 cards, you can now shift over and pay off the rest of your cards and have extra money left over because the other ones are smaller. But I say that to say, and I love my grandmother. She's my foundation of education and really like all of these things, but she never taught it to me. So even though she knew it, even though she showed us by helping us and living by it, she never taught it to me. She never sat me down and said, do you understand what credit is? Do you understand how to get a credit card? Do you understand why credit? Never. Check. Do you understand how to balance a checkbook? I used to see her write checks every day, all day. Right? Remember, everything was checks back then, right? Yeah, 100 fucking checkbooks, but she never showed it to me. So I say that to say, like, it is so important for us to not hoard the information because we're not helping each other by hoarding it. Yeah. Right? We are hurting each other by and it's not intentional, but if somebody doesn't know something, then they're bound to make the mistake because they just don't have the knowledge of how to do it the right way.
You gotta listen to him. You learn something.
Exactly, bro. No one is gonna say to me that I ain't say it, I ain't teach it to you, I ain't give it to you free. Like when you hear it again, you be like, yo, I heard that before. I heard that somewhere. My job is to either plant the seed, water the seed, or to be the harvest. But I'm gonna say it a couple of times for you to receive it. So, like right now, I don't know if you guys know. So, like 8 weeks ago, my father passed away. Right.
Oh, my condolences. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I appreciate that. So I learned a lot about death, funerals, life insurance policy, all that stuff, right? I didn't realize that because I'm 43 years old. That's the first major death I've ever had in my life. That life insurance is basically a reimbursement. So I had to pay for that funeral out of pocket. Swipe, and I gotta wait for that check to come from the life insurance. And then when it came in, I was like, boom, let me pay it off. But I realized something my OGs, my mentors used to tell me all the time. Listen, this is how generational wealth really changes. Everyone dies. Imagine if my dad had a life insurance policy of 10 million, 20 million. Me, I learned it. There's a life insurance policy on me for $5 million, right? So when I pass, that's just one policy. When I pass away, my family good. Here's the other thing, understand about financial literacy, right? I'm not handing over $5 million to my family. That money is going into a trust. And then that trust has instructions to invest that money. And then my family is going to get the dividends from that, which is about $250,000, $300,000 a year. And then that trust continues to grow.
And the principal never diminishes.
And the principal never diminishes. And guess what? Because we have family meetings about it. My wife, she has a life insurance policy on her head too. $5 million goes right into that account. Now my kids are getting a $750,000 check. You know what I'm saying? Every year. My kids, when they die, and we just continue to repeat it. Why? Because I found out that that's what rich people do. That's how trust funds are created, because everyone dies. And then the family bank, that trust, it pays for everybody's life insurance policy every month. So don't even worry about it. We'll pay for the policy. We'll pay for it because everybody's going to die. This is how the Rockefellers have been rich forever, because everybody's born, everybody's die. I'll pay for the life insurance policy. Don't worry about it. And we all millionaires. And
that was one of the only adult arguments I ever had with my grandmother before she passed away. I sat her down and I said to her, "Is your business in order?" Right? Again, we're talking adult to adult now, right? Like I'm not a little kid. Let's talk, right? And you were the matriarch of the family, and technically I'm the patriarch of the family because I hold my family down. Nobody's at my level. So I'm like, let's make sure this is right. And this bugged me out. I said, do you have policies in place? Do you have this? Do you have that? You know what I'm saying? What you gonna leave behind for mom and my uncle and aunt? She was like, nothing. I said, truth. This is my Jarrett, you know how I feel about grandma, but I was like, what do you
not even a burial policy, like the barrier?
Listen to me, I was like, what do you mean nothing? She said, I've been doing for them they whole with an absolute straight face. With an absolute straight face. She's like, I've been taking care of them their entire fucking life, bailing them out, da-da-da. So a lot of times to my detriment. If I haven't done enough at this point, they're on their own. This is coming out her mouth. And I was like, but grandma, like, and I'm trying to teach her, right? But now I'm talking to a 70 going into 80-year-old person, like, but grandma, this is not how generational wealth is built. But my grandmother actually comes from Georgia. My family's from Savannah, from the segregation times like that. You understand? So she went through the struggle. So she's like, yo, at this point, I'm in, like, she was so embedded in her ways at that point that it was no changing. And it just became like an argument and I didn't want to argue with her. But again, it just goes to show you, like, look at what all she did up until the end. And then at the end, where you could kind of like complete the pass and score the touchdown and win the game, you don't give the ball to Marshawn Lynch on the first on first and goal to run it in.
I don't mean to intercept. But in grandmama dude, big mama's defense, bro. She's like, I gotta bail everybody out and leave the bread too. At that point, her mind was cemented that it's like, yo, nigga, y'all gotta figure this shit out because I figured it out for you. Now
that's what she said.
Yo,
that's exactly what she said.
Conversation, bro. That's
but like Herm said, like I'm saying, like, this is what we gotta do to ensure.
For sure.
Look, we all make mistakes. Nobody's perfect, right? But if you know that you're the pillar of the family and nobody else is kind of doing what you're doing, you kind of know. And then I don't want to sound funny, but I'm like, grandma, you know it don't fucking matter, right? You pay the money when you go. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't want to say it. Like, I want to say it's free bread.
Right.
I don't want to say it to her, but I'm like, grandma, like, it's not your money. Like, you pay a little into it, you get the dip. Like, it's not, you're not gonna.
But even how we think, bro, even free bread sound like it's funny. We skeptical about everything. Yo, keep it real, her. You be like, yo, free bread. Fuck you mean free bread? What
right, I'm just like, right.
Let me ask you something, Chad. Chad, let me ask you something. Think about it. There's a catch-22, right? She's always had to bail everybody out, right?
Yeah.
Say, for instance, rest in peace to grandma. Say, for instance, she left $2-3 million, right? Yeah. And everybody got a check for a quarter. They never had financial literacy. She had to bail everybody out for her whole life.
Yeah.
They would have messed up the bread anyway.
Okay. But because you do credit,
we do that.
And because now that you've had a death in your family, let's talk education now versus what people don't know. So even though I paid off her 2 largest credit cards, whoever's the executor of her estate, certain debt cannot be eliminated when she passes. Okay. It is passed on to the executor of her estate. And now the assets inherited can be attacked for that debt.
For that debt. Yep.
For that debt. Right. So now, this, again, I'm trying to have this conversation when I'm like, but grandma, if you still in debt, like, again, it's not for me. I'm your grandson, right? You have my mom. It's for your kids, like my aunts and my uncles, my mom. It's for them they're going to inherit. And I'm kind of saying to her, like, I'm not going to bail them out. You're going to come to me.
I ain't.
Like, if you want them to be good, you better kind of look out for it, because I'm not going to bail them. But a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people think that you can just run it up And when you pass away, that debt gets eliminated and erased, and nobody has to be liable for it. And that's absolutely not true. There's some portions that can be erased and forgive, but whoever's the executor of that estate, if you claim assets from that, the debtors can come and say, well, you have assets from this estate, and this estate owes this money, and they can actually legally go after you for that money.
You know what's cold? What's cold-blooded with that game, bro? Again, because I've learned a lot in the last 8 weeks.
Right.
My dad passed away. My dad had $5,000 to his name in his checking account. My mom goes with the death certificate to the bank. I won't tell you all the trouble she had to go through, but they finally was like, all right, bet we'll give you the 5 stacks. I promise you, my dead body is still warm in the ground. The IRS already sent the bill. Yeah, we're going to need $2,500. I'm not lying, because the death tax is 50%.
See?
Death tax.
I'm not capping, bro.
See?
They sent the bill already. There's like, yeah, we heard, because the bank got to tell the IRS. It's like, oh, Herman died. He was Herman Sr. Herman died. His wife is still alive. Yeah, we about to give her the back. Oh, there's our bet. We need to get ours. 50%. So my parents, they have a house. I'm gonna tell y'all the long story. My parents have a house too. So when my dad, he had a stroke 9 years ago, so he was total care. So we had to get staff, try to put him in a nursing home for a second for rehab, but then he lived with us during his final years of his life, right? I had to take the house out of their name and put it into my name, because it's like, nah, you got to sell all your assets for the parent to be in to get Medicaid, any of that help. So I had to take the house out of my parents' name. Then when I took it out of my parents' name so we can get help from the state to get staff and nurses to come through, it's like, oh no, we saw y'all was hip to that game, so we changed the rules. The house and all his assets got to be out of his name for 5 years.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
So then I was like, oh, so what the other side doing? They put in all their assets in a trust. They never owned anything. So you would see people who have millions and millions of dollars, they have staff, they have Medicaid, they have all that stuff. Staff come into their house to take care of them because they don't own that house. The trust does. My mom would have never got a bill if my dad's bank account was in the trust name and not. This was the game I'm learning. I'm like, oh snap, let me make sure all this is. Wow. So now my parents' house is moved into a trust. I don't own it. The trust owns it. So when it's passed down to my children, nobody's sending my kids a tax bill. My parents' house was worth $500,000. They would have a tax bill of $250,000 they have to pay, or the government would take the house that my parents worked hard to get. That my dad paid $80,000 for that house. It's worth $500,000 now. And if my kids don't have $250,000, they taking it.
Message. That's because it's
that's crazy.
And Jarrett, you know this because we talk about this with the community all the time, right? Mm-hmm. If you're not working, mm-hmm. you get the world, every benefit. If you need food stamps, Medicaid, everything, right? Let mm-hmm. you have a job, and God forbid you make some fucking money. Holy shit, God for let your me and Cuzzo was in court at the same time for our kids, and he was like, "Yo, I need a lawyer." And he's like, "You want a lawyer? Give me a lawyer. How much you make?" "Oh no, you got to come in with a paid lawyer. Everything you
I had to come through with Rothstein, Rosenberg, and Rochester, and I still got fucked over.
I still had to pay like $3,000, $4,000. The way the government and the way the government works is you're not allowed to have assets and say they're assets and then not have your assets viewed as assets. Plain and simple. So they're saying if you need money for medical or you need this, you need that, well, how much you got in your checking account? They want to make sure that you drain and deplete your assets as much as possible before they give you help. That's absolutely insane when any other person comes here and gets the world for free.
After I've been paying taxes for 30, 50 years, Social Security and all that stuff. Right. Like, listen, they're not going to take care of you, man. Listen, let me tell you how I retired my mom. My mom, I retired her 7 years ago. My beautiful daughter, Bella Sloan, she about to be 7 next week, right? Wow. So I was like, Mom, I think her, they send you that Social Security letter. She's like, yeah, man, I'm up to $1,800. When I retire, I'm gonna get $1,800 a month. I was like, oh, that's what's up. And she's like, if I work 4 more years, it's $2,000. And I'm like, my mom didn't understand that I was Haitian CEO, and she sounded crazy to me, right? That's wild. And then so I was like, so you're gonna work 4 more years for $200? She's like,
$50 a year.
And I was like, all right, if I give you $200 a month right now,
Yeah.
will you retire and take care of my kid?
Yeah.
And she's like, what? I was like, listen, retire right now. I'll give you the 200. That's how my mom retired, by giving her $200 a month. Because my mom did. I was like, Mom, you're not working 4 more years. I got you. And then my dad had to moved in, and then listen, we had to run roof. And now my mom is helping me raise my kids, so it's super dope. But my mom didn't understand the money game. That's why I had to audit her out the circle first, because my financial circle, she didn't understand it. I'm like, Mom, I got $200. I was like, I got $200. You know what a babysitter costs? You know
right.
Costs?
You saving me 20,000, 30,000.
You know what I'm saying? I got 200 for you. Don't even worry about it.
And room and board.
And room and board. Put my mom on my cell phone plan because now she's my employee. Yep. I got an EIN, so now my cell phone is in my business name, so I can write the whole thing off. I'm giving my mom the whole game. I was like, let me get your cell phone. I'm gonna take care of everything. Don't worry. Let's get the house out your name. Don't worry about it. I put you on payroll. Don't worry about it. She's like, no, you're gonna mess up my social security. Nah, I'm gonna pay your business. Don't worry about it. Like I had to teach my mom, who taught you all of this? I was like, the nice Jewish man that lives down the street. You know what I'm saying? You talking to him? Yeah. She's like, oh, that's good. That's good. So listen,
I love it,
we're not asking the right questions, man. So we're not and quite frankly, we don't know the questions to ask for real.
There you go.
We even know. Like, so when I see people protesting about taxes, I'm like, I need to ask a different question. Like, how come he not paying taxes? How come they're not doing this? And how come they still get Medicare benefits? How come they still get food stamps? And they're worth millions of dollars. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean Jay-Z and Beyonce paid $100 million in cash for their house? Nah, they didn't do that. They put it in life insurance policy, cashed it out. Like, I got to teach my people this game so they understand leverage and cash flow and how they can do the same thing on a smaller level, but after a certain while, it goes up. One thing I want to say, people think success goes this way. I know some people can't see me, like it's like an incline. No, success is exponential. The more you know, like there's things you learn, it 10x's, it 100x's because you know the game. It doesn't like double every time. It goes from 2 to 4 to 8 to 8 to 6. No, that's not how it works. It's exponential. The more game we know, the more that we know about leveraging. And it's ball game for them. My mentor was like, "Oh, you still doing duplexes?" And I was like, "What?" Like trying to play it. Like I'm excited. I got like 10 duplexes. He's like, "Bro, sell all of them duplexes.
Get a 50 unit house, get a unit building or something.
We'll get a 100 unit."
Yeah.
I was like, I was in the wrong rooms.
Yeah.
I was like, I got my quad. I got my triplex.
Yeah.
I'm teaching the game. I'm like, yeah. So what y'all need to do? He looking at me crazy. He's like, sell all of that and go get 100 unit. What are you talking about?
Fact.
Get a 50 unit at minimum.
It's a fact.
And I'm like, what? He was like, yeah, because he was like, at that level, you get 100 unit, you get 50 doors, and you bought it for $1 million. Say if I bought it for $1 million, I'm giving a dumb number. I got it for $1 million, but it makes $3 million a year. The value of the building is not the $1 million that I bought it. The value of the $1 billion is the cash flow that it makes. So it's like, no, the $1 billion's not worth. You bought it for $1 million, but it's worth $3 million.
Right.
Like, what? He's like, yeah, it's worth $3 million because it makes $3 million a year. It's different when you get on that side of commercial real estate. Yep. So he said, you go bought it for $1 million, fix up the apartment, raise the rents. Now it's making $3 million a year. Now you can sell it for $3 million. I was like, what? Now it's a different game. Now take that.
Or you can leverage that building once you get a certain line of credit.
Yeah.
You can leverage that building for a bigger building and show your fiscals and say, listen, I've been doing this for a long time. This is, and at that point, it's a turnkey business, which multiplies it now because somebody can just step right in and take right over. It's already moving, no renovation, no nothing, which turnkey businesses are worth more than renovation, right? Yo, I'm telling you, you my best friend. You my best friend.
The game is cold-blooded. And that's why, I love my people and especially my black folk. They the one that made me rich. They the one that put me on. But after a while, man, I was like, listen, I'm sick of talking about inquiries and collections. We still worried about that? Yeah. I'm trying to buy businesses and flipping businesses in 2025. But we still I've been, listen, if y'all been following me on Instagram and you don't know how to delete collections and charge-offs, y'all not really doing this game. Y'all not really doing it. Because I really want y'all to delete that stuff. Get the 10, 20K in business funding. Go put a down payment on something. And then we continue to flip it because I'm at the place right now where I'm buying commercial, where I'm buying businesses and selling businesses. So free game to everybody that's listening. So right now, the baby boomers, they're about 70, 80 years old, right? And a lot of them have businesses. It's not cap when the government says the small businesses are the backbone to the America, right? So these cats are about to die. So if enough of these businesses fail and close, economy going to tank even more. So right now, the government has SBA programs, right? SBA loans, where they're giving you money to go buy these businesses. For example, mom and pop own a laundromat, right?
Yeah,
Right? They selling it for $250,000, but it's still coin operated. All you got to do is put 10% down, and the government will give you the other 90% to buy the business. Right? Here's the game. Where am I getting $25,000, Herm? A business credit card? Because I taught you how to fix your credit and put it in your business name. You max out the credit card, 0% interest, and for $25,000, you buy a $250,000 business. Right? Now you go in there and you got the taxes for that business, so you're gonna go get more capital. Now you're gonna go renovate the business like you would renovate real estate. All right, I'm taking out all these coin operated situations.
With the card,
we'll put digital cards on here.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna hire somebody for $15 an hour, and now we're gonna do wash and fold also. Y'all could drop y'all clothes here. I'm gonna get a car in the business name so y'all could deliver and drop it off. Now the business is worth $750,000 in 2 years. Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna sell it for 1.5.
Yeah.
So in 2 years, I turned 25,000 to 1.5.
Message.
And now I'm gonna do it again. And the government is giving away the SBA loans to buy businesses. These are the different conversations. So now my mentor who's buying buildings, he's like, "Oh, you looking in the buildings?" He's like, "Yeah, we off that. We flipping businesses." I'm like, "Oh, I'm trying to catch up." Like,
he like just told me to.
come on. He's like, "Oh yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, bro. I'm looking at this 50 unit." He's like, 50 unit. Oh yeah, I did tell you that. Listen, we off that. Listen, that same bread you can put down on this and exit the EBITDA. Now it's different conversations. I was like, EBITDA? He's like, yeah, like you could sell it for 2-3 times X or whatever you. I'm like, what? Different.
Yeah, bro. But I gotta ask you, because a lot of people don't know where to get mentors either, bro. I know how I got my mentors; they changed my life, bro. So I'm curious, what was the conversation initially, right? What I usually tell people for you answer that, bro, is the curiosity gets the mentorship. You know what I mean? Asking the question, right? Because I went to my mentor, God rest his soul, Solomon Troy. He owns 16 handles, 50 locations, bro. I'm just like, yo, at the end of a podcast, just like this, I'm like, y'all will let you mentor me, tell me the game. First conversation, like, what do you want out of it? Yeah, I'm like 5 years from now, I want to be at the barbecue. You know what I'm saying? We looking at like what our relationship like. My kids, I know your kids, and that's what I want to see. He said, bet. That's all I need to know. You know what I mean? But it's the curiosity. So it became like therapy session. He'd be like, yo, we on this now. Do this, do that. Boom, boom. Yo, look at your business like that. We had a big business issue last year. Talk me off the ledge. You know what I'm saying? Real talk, bro. So I'm just curious, like, how do you maintain those relationships? How do you get that? How do you ask? You know what I mean? A lot of people don't know that.
Number one, you got to be in the room. Can't get a mentor unless you're not in the room with them, right? So that's why I said this. You got to miss 2-3 summers, networking events. They doing their conferences. You got to pay the ticket to go just so I could be in the room with you, right? To ask you certain questions, be curious. That's the first thing. Number two, when I started taking my mentors' mentorships, right? I started paying for their classes, paying for their courses. I started being in the room with them, executing on the information that I got to them. So I could walk up to my mentor like, hey, listen, I took your advice on such and such, and now I'm up $10,000. Thank you so much. Guess what? They're going to be like, oh, that's what's up. Congratulations. Now they want to pour more into you because they're happy about the situation, and they'll do that for the free or for the love. I was like, can I get your number? Can I take a picture? Can I DM you? Oh, listen, take my email. You can email me anytime you need me. Now I'm in the room. Right? Yo, mentor, I'm executing on this. I'm about to do this deal. What's up? Now I'm having somebody who's worth hundreds of millions of dollars helping me on my little $500,000 commercial deal I'm trying to do, my little quad I'm trying to do, and he's glad to help. You know what I'm saying? So get in the room, pay for the mentorship, and let me give you some advice about paying for mentorship. A lot of scammers on God's Instagram, you know it, right? Y'all know my tagline, success has receipts, right? If your mentor is rich because he's selling courses, obviously, right? That shouldn't be your mentor. Your mentor needs to have mentees having receipts also, right? So that's how I always screenshot my private Facebook group of people getting the cars in the business name, people deleting things off their credit report, people making money, starting businesses and making. I screenshot that. I was like, yo, my mentees are my receipts. I have enough receipts. Not me showing you my Rolex or my car or my jets. That's nothing. Anybody can rent and show you that. But when I show you that I have helped other people, a lot of people, that's the person where you'd be like, oh, you know what? That should be my mentor because he's helped so many people.
Message.
You everything he said, you live.
That's a fact, though.
We talk that every day about being in the room.
Being in the room, bro.
Being in the room. You can't, like Chris Brown said, you complain about it, you can't even get in.
You can't even get in.
You come over Chris Brown said, nigga, you outside the club, nigga, you can't even get in, right? That's the biggest thing when it comes to like education and understanding is getting in the room and kind of getting some of that experience for yourself, because sometimes we're just not ready to accept what somebody else is saying.
Facts.
Right?
Yeah.
We're not ready to accept it, right? For whatever reason. And we kind of have to like bump our head and kind of like go through things and then get to a certain level on our own. And then when you have that awakening, then you come back and you say like, okay, I understand, right? I'll give you a perfect example, right? Again, because we're transparent. We're transparent, right? Me and Cuzzo did music a long time, but we never did the business of music together because we couldn't agree between the business side and the artistry side, right? We're both artists, but I was like, I'm gonna handle the business, you handle the artistry, but we couldn't agree on it. And I'm like, you don't understand the business, you don't understand the business. You're an artist, and I understand you're passionate about the artistry, but you don't understand the business side of it. So we never did business or music, but we did business and podcasting because when he came to me, now he's in the room. He like, cuz I got so many followers. My black book is crazy. I got this CEO and see, I got mentors now that now the conversation changes. You see? Now he's like, yo, we got to leverage it. Now the conversation changes. And now when I'm not speaking a foreign language, now we can do the business part.
Language. Yeah,
right. Now we can do the business part because now you understand it. And now we can join forces and rock. So I think it, like I said, when you have a big heart and we are giving people, me and Cuzzo, like we're family, big family oriented, and we're giving people like we give. We
even
give
2 hours a week,
that's
2 hours every 2 days for this because we love it.
Even when we know that it's not being received the way we might want it to be received, we still do it, right?
Right.
Because we know that it's going to help. Maybe say 10,000 people see it, even if it helps one person, we're like, okay, that was enough. It was enough, right? We're not going to change everybody, but for the select people that are willing to learn, to listen and learn, and they're at the level where they want to understand change and can accept what change looks like, those are the people that we're going to connect with and help change their lives. I just find out that with our society, that number is just so low. You understand what I'm saying?
But it takes to be, bro. It takes
bad,
us,
bro.
Bro. Once again, it's not sexy till it's fucked up, right? So it takes people like us. A lot of times, bro. Herman. I'm gonna keep it real. I've heard financial literacy from a lot of brothers. You've made it in a clear, concise way that's like, damn. It almost sounds crazy if you're not doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it real with you, bro. It almost sound crazy. That's why I said I'm renegotiating some of my relationships right now. You know what I'm saying? Some people just don't convey the message. Sometimes it's not the message, it's the messenger. So the people who we are, bro, is going to connect with, because the person we got talked to is a solopreneur that's like on a 9 to 5. I'm gonna quit my job, bet on myself like these brothers did. And then there's a person at home right now smoking a blunt, like, damn, I can't get the mindset for that. I'm gonna go YouTube 100 hours of this shit because they just said it. Yep. You know what I'm saying? While I'm on it and all that. And that's what it's gonna be, bro. We just gotta keep grinding, keep chipping the fuck away. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be that. But we gotta do it in a way that reach our people, because it's gonna reach everybody differently, bro. And we gotta be the ones that's relatable. Show them that it is, and show them success, like you say, in the receipts.
Our job is just to give the game, and what people do with it is what they do with it. Like, and so that's how I had to come to peace, because I was so eager teaching the game, because it was like, yo, like the food is so good over here. Like, I want everybody to be part of it.
Yeah.
But when I was trying to save people and everybody didn't want to be saved, and then they started resenting me for it, I got hurt. And I was like, oh, all right. I was like, listen, I could have just shut down, but I didn't. I was like, listen, I'm still gonna get a game. You're gonna have access to the game. I'll make sure you have the game. I'm gonna lead the videos. That's gonna be my legacy. The Instagram, the YouTube is gonna be there for you. What you do with is on you, but you can say that I never reached back and helped you.
That's real shit, bro. I'm gonna keep it real, bro. I love this episode, bro. I'm gonna just say it right now, bro. Welcome to the More Than the Title family, bro. Like, I love this conversation. I love everything you're doing, man. Even if it's like you said, helping one and you helping 3,000 continuously, man. Just keep up the work, and just like we extend the offer to everybody else, bro. Anybody past client, past guests on the show, bro, because we have many coming up in the future, bro. You're part of the family. You want some? Just make a text, make a call, bro. Any connection we can make, we here, bro. We want to see each other grow together. Know what I mean?
100%, man. I love to. I look forward to.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, we got to play for you.
Absolutely.
We gotta play. We
about to talk tomorrow with him.
Yeah, we gotta play for you already that you don't even realize. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's important to us that we don't gatekeep, right? We've connected dozens at this point, dozens of our guests with plays and other guests. We get on the conference call. A, this is B, this is A, and then we get off. That's it. If you want us to stay, we'll stay. But other than that, our job is to make you connect A to B, B to A, and then we get off. If you guys can do business and do something, that's fine. If not, at least we connected those dots because like-minded individuals, and you need to talk. But we got to play for you already. That
we'll tell you right now. We have what we doing.
See,
the owner of the 6th largest African American owned bank, Industrial Bank. He's also owner of the Washington Nationals. He came on the show. That's the brother. We talking to the team tomorrow. So we connected with another nonprofit that's doing financial literacy. Draft pick, NBA draft pick, Greg Oden. He has Educure. He has a financial literacy program. Yep. So yourself, Nat, Haitian CEO. So we're gonna try to do something for the community. We're gonna try to put on an event. We would love you to come through. We're gonna make some calls, make some connections. People. We're gonna make something happen.
See how easy that is? Like, see. Yeah,
for a reason.
And we actually talking to them tomorrow. We actually were supposed to talk to them today, but scheduling changes happened because we had a call with them today. But again, like, this is what we need to do because our people, we say it all the time, if they don't see it, they don't hear it, they don't understand it, right? With the ears here, the eyes see, the mind believes, right? And because these advertisers are advertising Gucci, Louis Vuitton, personal itch. Let's say Cardi B, you said Cardi B. If Cardi B took the same energy as she did to go online and curse out Offset and tell him he's a piece of shit and all that, if she took that same fucking energy coming from the Bronx, because she's from the Bronx, right? If she took that same fucking energy and was like, yo, let me show y'all how to get this bag. Let me show my, whatever you call your crew, the Barbs or whatever you call them, the Cardis or whatever. Let me show my crew how to get this bag and how to become financially independent. You know how many lives she would change because people look up to her? Thank you. You see what I'm saying?
Bro.
Right. But not only entertainers, we're talking sports athletes, we're talking people that are in power, influentially. Almost nobody is doing it. And if people are doing it, it's such a minuscule amount of them that it's being overlooked. But just imagine, right? If Cardi B took that same energy, and did it, right?
Half of that energy, bro.
Yeah. We had Offset's mom, Latavia Woodward. Right?
On the show.
Beautiful woman on the show.
Fine.
I just seen an interview with someone where she was doing an interview saying like she had to teach him financial literacy when he became a millionaire about buying a house and all that. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Like, if we actually took the time to say what's important. Okay, having nice things is dope. But having nice things and keeping nice things is even better.
And even the peace of mind of knowing if something happens tomorrow, my peoples are straight.
Right.
That peace of mind, bro.
Because right now the worst situation is death. I'm not even gonna hold you.
That's real.
I've heard more horror stories, and including when my grandmother passed, and I've seen it with my own family of how families act and the lack of resources to bury a loved one and what that looks like. And that to me is probably one of the most disgusting things I think I can never experience in life. Watching a family just go through it to even bury a loved one when nobody has resources and then the struggle and the argument and the fight over it is insane. So it's like, why do we keep putting ourselves through this thing? Why?
No
Are
more.
we like glutton for punishment? Do we like being like, you know what I'm saying? Like it makes you wonder.
My people perish because of lack of knowledge, bro.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they don't know the game, and then we doing this vicious cycle over and over again.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you do, bro. Yeah, it's gonna start. Well, let's keep chipping away, man. Keep fighting a motherfucking good fight, man.
Yeah.
We here. Just let us know. I just put our number in. I put my number in the chat. Put your number if you can, bro, in the chat. A lot of people on the DM. Shout out to AB. I see Dante on there on the
Yeah,
check.
AB, what up? Yeah.
DJ Mooney, my dog Dre, the bread talker. That's my other guy, financial literacy. They on it. They say they loving it. There's a lot of gems in this conversation, bro. So we appreciate you, man. Real talk. Got an open invite, and we're gonna make something happen in 2025. We promise you.
Did he
Listen.
did he put where people can get in contact with you?
Please put it up there. Let us know so we can put it on the chat.
Yeah, let people know where they can get in contact with you if they because they definitely gonna have people reach out to you after this.
Listen, definitely got you. If you guys want to reach out to me and my team, Haitian_CEO on Instagram, on Twitter, on TikTok. Definitely check out Bella Sloan Enterprises on YouTube, where I give out like all my free game, all my free gems. We don't gatekeep. We just drop it there. And if you want services, you want to get funding for your business, you need your credit fixed, you need mentorship, definitely hit us up at bellasloanllc.com. That's bellasloanllc.com, or just email us info@bellasloanenterprises.com. info@bellasloanenterprises.com. We'd love to be of service.
Yeah, I'm going to your YouTube. Right? What is it on YouTube? Because I know there's a lot of people that's gonna ask me about this. You said Bella Sloan?
Yeah, Bella Sloan Enterprises. Just put that up. You'll see my YouTube channel.
Yeah, I got it right here. I'm putting it in the chat.
Yeah, because I want to
And if you can put your number in the chat too, that's just for us. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna start.
Yeah. I put my number in the chat for y'all. Yep, y'all got that.
Is it white with the green logo? Like white
and
green?
White with the green logo. Yeah, Bella Sloan Enterprise. You'll see.
Got you. Yep. I'm gonna subscribe to it right now.
Appreciate
I'm going to it because like I said, I know this myself, Herm, but there's a lot I don't know, but I got a very good grasp of it. But this is a fundamental resource that I think so many people need, man. And they can just take the time at their leisure to just look at it and dissect it. And you don't have to learn it all in a day. Like, we're not saying we learned, ladies and gentlemen, we didn't learn this in a day. We didn't. This is not overnight success, right? We're not preaching overnight success. What we're saying is we're giving you a system that if you work at it, it's guaranteed results. That's it.
It's a blueprint.
Everything Herman said, everything he said, I 100% back, because notice we were saying the same exact thing. So if he would have said something that I thought was bullshit, I'd be like, nah, it's no way you're doing that. That's bullshit.
That's real tough.
I'm telling you right now, I'd have been like, that no way. What are you talking about?
Right.
So we're gonna put this information up for you guys. Understand that the resource is there, and he's telling you it's for free. You have no excuse. And if you're gonna hit up this man, once again, the only thing that we ask is please be respectful of his time. Please be respectful that he is a businessman, and hit him up respectfully in business, right? Like you would want somebody to approach you. Please, none of the shenanigans and things of that nature. And I'm pretty sure he'll get back to you, man.
That's a fact, though. That's a fact. With that, man, we're gonna show you what you got next week, bro. Real quick, we got Eton. We got Eton Couture, CEO of VinMe. Then on the 29th, we got Denise Bennett. She's the VP of iHeartMedia. We got our boy H2O for Ballin' for Peace coming through next week. And then we're going to have a little break, y'all. We're going to go down to Miami, film some content. You already know we told y'all about that last week. And then after that, we got Islam, who's the VP of Coca-Cola, coming on. We've got Felonious Floyd coming on. We got Reggie from Bad Boy coming on, Dennis McDonald. We got a bunch of joints coming on in December, man. We rocking and rolling, bro. Cuz, you want to end it off, man?
I'm going to shave my legs for Miami.
I hated the tone on that.
I had to give us at least one for the show. YouTube loves it. YouTube loves it. I had to give us at least one for the show. But ladies and gentlemen, listen, you know what it is. This has been another just absolutely phenomenal episode of More Than the Title. I hope and I pray that you guys got so many gems from this gentleman. I know I got some gems, and I already knew a lot of the information, but I still learned. So if you didn't know the information, I'm hoping that you got the gems. He showed you, what his upbringing was. He told you how he started, how he got into the game, and how he continually gave himself education and gave himself a chance to be better, right? The dream for him was free.
But the hustle is so separately, y'all. You know what it is. We out of here.
What you know about me? See